Yeah, come on in. Yeah, right this way. Have a seat. Yeah, we need to talk about your TPS reports. Yeah, that's right. You, we need to have a talk. Come on in. Have a seat. You ever had that conversation? You ever been had a talking to? Ever been talked to? You know what I'm talking about? Where you know it ain't gonna be good. You have a feeling that something's about to go down. Or are you the one who has to do the talking? Are you the one who has to say, come, have a seat, let's talk? You know, it's those times in our lives where, you know, people are bringing stuff up to us about our behavior, our attitudes at work, our work, our TPS reports, different things like that, you know. And it can hurt. It can be something that is lesson learning, but it can also be something that offends. It can also be something that you might be getting the pink slip. You might be getting sent home. Have you ever got a talking to where they say, okay, come on, let's, I mean, maybe it was at work, maybe it was at church, maybe it was at school, whatever the case may be. And they're sitting there and they're pointing out issues and flaws and things like that. How receptive are we to these talks? You know, one of the greatest things I ever learned from my dad, one of the things that really helped me, was I was in ministry and I was just kind of like, you get a lot of criticism about who you are, what you do, and things like that. I mean, it's church, but it's also a business. It has to be run in certain ways. And he said, you know, Joel, when someone is criticizing, when someone is attacking, when someone is saying one thing or the other, you need to analyze it. You need to look at it and take ownership of what is true. None of us are perfect. We can all improve, and we do make mistakes. We have issues. Not everything we say is correct. But he says, but you have to take ownership of what is accurate, what is true, and you have to look at your life and you have to deal with those issues. And the rest you need to just wash away. The rest you need to just clear your mind of. And don't let it affect you anymore. So one of the things you do when you get criticism, when you get direction, when you get instruction, is to apply and take ownership of what is true. And the rest that you know is not something you really need to deal with, just wash it away. Come on in, have a seat, let's talk today. They're not always the best talks, but a lot of time those talks, and I've had a few in my life where I've been sat down and they say, you're doing this wrong, you're doing this, you better get your act together here, there, or the other, have been learning times. And I think God puts those let's talk moments into our lives so that we can learn, so that we can see the error of our ways, so we can take ownership of things that maybe before we never did. You know, I think it's important, very important, that we are able to say, yeah, you know, I could do better in that way. Yeah, I'm not always right. Yeah, a little criticism does hurt, but maybe that criticism is warranted. Maybe that's true. Maybe that's a flaw in my character. That's something that I can work on. You see, it's very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, that we understand, that we continue to grow each day and each opportunity that we have, and maybe a let's talk moment has just happened to you. Come on in, let's talk. Maybe it may be on its way, or maybe sometime in the future you'll have another, or you're the one who has to give that talk. Do so in love, do so in instruction, do so caringly for the person, and they'll receive it a lot better. Some of us have real problems taking any type of criticism or even if it's absolutely true, we just will not swallow it. That's difficult because, to be honest, knowing a flaw or two along the road of life is how we change, is how we grow, is how we're able to open our minds to what God has for our life and to better relate with people. If we're always right, there's an issue, because ain't none of us are perfect. None of us are always right. If you are, go ahead and fly around the room right now. You know, the only perfect one was Jesus, so he's the only one gonna take off. Ladies and gentlemen, come on in. Let's talk. Might be coming your way. That's okay. That's okay, because use it as an opportunity to grow, to show that you're in control of your emotions and your thoughts, and that you're mature in the way you speak and the way that you handle situations. Let's talk. God bless you. Have a great day.